Today on Selling Strategies, we are talking all things eBay. I'm with Gareth Owen from Automotive. Do you just want to give us a quick intro as to who you are and what Automotive does?
Hi, Kieran. Thanks very much for having us today. My name's Gareth Owen, work for Automotive. We help people, businesses sell online. Any business, brand, manufacturer, reseller, if you are looking to grow your business online, we can help.
Let's get straight into it. So first question, I just want to understand, why should I sell on eBay? Let's say I've got my website set up. I'm already selling on Amazon. What's in it for me as an online retailer?
So firstly, this distinct positives working with the eBay brand. They very much look to partner with their sellers. I think that's really key when you are selling online, that you have the marketplace want you to sell on their platform and then will support you. There's also, the diversification of risk. The more, marketplace channels that you sell on, you are going to, let's say, diversify that risk. You're going to also reach more people. So you've got more eyeballs on your products, on your brand, etc. Cross-border trade. eBay are exceptionally good at supporting you on cross-border trade. Obviously, we have some issues around Brexit, so getting across from the UK into Europe, into the US, they can help support you with that. And also, there's some of their fees are slightly cheaper if you are, a smaller business or firstly trying to, grow your brand in that infancy, then costs, you need to keep them down. And eBay are fantastic at helping you do that as well.
Now, if you're not selling on eBay, you might have this perception that eBay is just a reseller's marketplace. It's just for second-hand items. But is that the case?
No. So some facts and figures, I guess, and I'm going to look at my notes, in this day and age where we get fact-checked all the time. Roughly about 80% of all items are new items on eBay. We've got just under 90% are sold at a fixed price. So they really have done a lot of work to move away from that perception of a reseller as an auction piece. There's a huge amount of B2C sellers on there now. We've got household brands selling there. You've got Dixon, Best Buy, Dyson, a worldwide brand selling on there. So in most metrics there, the top two marketplace in the world. And again, they really look to push that partnership with their sellers. So yeah, it's a change. It's been an evolution over a number of years. A great place to sell.
Okay, so which businesses or sectors see most success on eBay?
So most successful ones, their best vertical is their automotive. They are the number one in the world for that area. So there is a great many very big brands that are selling on eBay. Manufacturers, the P&A, the parts and accessories, the aftermarket manufacturers are on there. So you don't have to go to the main manufacturers to buy your products. You can source them from eBay. They're very strong on home and garden. They're also very strong in electronics and technology. They have some really good promotions and products for the pre-loved, the refurbishment, which is fantastic in this day and age for sustainability. So things aren't just being, thrown away. And with disposable incomes being, squeezed, people can reach more products that they possibly couldn't. And they know that with eBay guarantees, they're going to get that right product. They also have something called their authenticity program, which is fantastic. And that's for high-end things, for watches, jewelry, bags, and sneakers. I don't know if you know much about sneakers. I don't, but I'm told there is a fantastic section on eBay. And they do all those checks for you, so you know you're getting the real deal. Whereby certain products, perhaps you're not able to check quite as detailed as you need to. The writing might be, very small on that product that might be in your ear, so to speak. They'll do those checks for you, and then also there's the guarantee for the money back. They also have, to be clear, they have their B2B section on there as well. So it's not just about B2C or the new phrase D2C, data to consumer. They have their business to business element in there as well. So it really is a wide ranging marketplaces for a number of brands, a number of companies. You've got many fantastic, SMB, small, medium businesses that are doing fantastically well, almost purely on eBay. Then you also have those larger brands that we've spoken about, Dixon's, Best Buy, etc., that are on there. So the whole range is there really.
Let's talk growing your presence on eBay. It's a critical component of your marketplace strategy, of course. And while I know there are no golden bullets, are there some best practices that you can advise on so that eBay sellers particularly can achieve greater visibility?
What are those best practices? Well, it's having your data clean, as we call it. And again, what do I mean by that? Your titles, your descriptions being very clear, formatted in the correct way. You have got the right images taken in the right format, the right number of images. You then need to make sure that the description is clear and concise. You need to make sure that it flows back into your titles. Then we go down to another level, which is the item specifics in eBay. That is also a delineation from other marketplaces where you've got some more precise information to help you understand the product that you're buying as well. Then there are other things for certain categories, certain verticals, such as, say, Automotive, whereby they have their fitment plan. And that means where you might be looking to buy a brake pad that could fit 1,000 cars, you need to make sure that you have put that information in there to make the customer journey as easy as possible. They might not know the exact make and model of the brake pad. They're just going to know the type of car they've got. So you putting the correct fitment data in there is critical to make sure that you tick all those right boxes. You're ticking the algorithm checks. That means that you're going to be seen on the first page, which again is critical to getting eyeballs. It's something like 95% of people don't go past the second page on any marketplace. So having clear, concise data with the images is, if there is a golden bullet, it is that. It is also making sure that you're offering things like free shipping, cross-border trade, making sure that your reputation management and your customer service is right on point. They're basic things, but you'd be surprised on how many people don't actually take the time to do that. There are things whereby people believe what they're putting in there, such as capitals, to shout it out, or trying to tag that title into as many products as possible. It's not like a hashtag on Instagram or TikTok to get more eyeballs. It doesn't work like that, and actually it's counterproductive. It pushes you down. And the other bit to call out really is that by doing that, by looking after your data, it protects your brand as well, which again, in this day and age, your brand, your information, your data is kind of the most important part to grow your business, be it online or in the virtual world, so to speak. and eBay are the best in class in the marketplace. Other marketplaces don't allow you to put this amount of information, this amount of clear data in there, so that you can actually easily find the right product.
Bit of role playing now. Let's say I'm a new seller. I've got my website set up. Just things are starting to take off. Next step, I want to consider which marketplace to sell on. So I'm shopping around. I'm looking at Amazon. I'm taking Walmart into consideration and eBay, of course. So if I came to you at Emotive, what would you advise me to be doing?
It's a very good question. One of the first questions we would then ask our prospective client is, what is their strategy? What is the demographic that they want to be hitting? What are the products that they obviously want to be selling? Have they got the ideas of what they want to do with their brand mapped out? One thing to call out is that it is a different demographic on different marketplaces. So you need to be very much aware of that. You need to be very much aware of your buyers, your customers. We kind of look at it, we've got 2 or 3 customers. So any prospective client comes to us, of course, they're our client, but also the end customer is the client that we're trying to advise our direct client on. And they really must put that front and center and understand what they're after. When you sell on eBay versus another marketplace, just because it sells well on eBay, don't be fooled or under the misreputation of you're going to sell well on the other marketplaces. It doesn't always line up on that. So let's take an easy example. Automotive. It's the number one in for eBay. Again, the reason why is because of the details that you're able to go into for that that brake pad, for example, is far greater. You then are able to, as somebody who perhaps doesn't quite know their cars, pick the right brake pad for your car. You're not able to do that on other marketplaces. So these are the things we would be talking to the client about. Of course, we talked about earlier about diversification of risk. So we need to be looking at that. We need to be looking at geographically, where do you want to sell? Do you want to expand from the UK into Europe? Do you want to be selling from UK into the US market? Very distinct differences. So that cross-border trade and those initiatives need to be looked at.
Let's walk through another example. So let's say I'm an eBay seller doing very well on the platform. I'm content even, but it's the only channel that I'm selling on. So again, I'm coming to Emotive for advice. What would that advice be?
You need to diversify. You need to spread that risk. You need to be putting on your website. You need to be putting on eBay. You need to be putting other marketplaces. You need to be putting on social media. It's all these things that you need to be considering. Again, I mentioned, cross-border, which is a big thing. Getting it from the UK out into Europe has, since Brexit, has become a little bit harder. I think we've all seen that or found that. eBay really do help you do that. But these are the things that you need to put front and center. Where are we going to be selling? Who is our clientele? And on the flip side, I'd be remiss if I didn't also call out, because a lot of people also think maybe if they throw everything at it everywhere, something's going to stick. Well, actually, what we've found over the years is you don't want to be on, say, 10 marketplaces, because you simply can't manage that. You can't service it. You can't keep up with the customer service, the questions. There are so many different rules and regulations on each marketplace that you have to abide by to kind of get ranked up there. And you don't want to fall foul of them, because as soon as you are on that, the naughty step, it's difficult to get off. You then have to wait your turn to get back up again. It's who are you selling to? What's your brand about? And where are we selling it? And then working out which marketplaces are going to be the best ones for you. And then also, which couriers are going to be for you, and working it through through that way. So there are a number of steps that you have to go through. It can be a bit daunting to start with, unless you are just going to say, right, I'm hyper-focused on 10, 20 products. If you've got 100,000 that you're trying to sell, doing 10, 15 marketplaces isn't going to work. Unfortunately, we have seen businesses try that approach and they've come unstuck, whereby we've seen people who have focused a little bit more on their products they are selling and focused more on the marketplace for their products. They've generally seen a far better hit rate, success rate, and also, longevity more than anything else.
That idea of just building resilience and stability into your business by selling on more channels is just quite interesting, because our own data does seem to show that. There's a sweet spot of, if you're selling on 4 to 5 different channels, seem to be the most stable.
Yeah, it's there or thereabout, different data sets and all that. One of the key things as well is having the right, software platforms or partners in place. You can't do this alone unless you're a massive organization and you can put a lot of people into these areas. Generally speaking, that's just not the case. Having the right, listing platforms in place to manage it, such as, Linnworks, is crucial. Having, the right accountancy software in there, the right logistics and fulfillment. You've got to be very careful with what you put in. Some organisations like that one-stop shop, somebody managing it all. The UK, interestingly, most organisations, or those kind of medium to smaller businesses, they're quite happy to run them all and find the right ones for their for their organisations, and I think that's a great way of doing it. But you do need the right ecosystem behind you, and I think that's really key to call out. Going back to what golden bullets. Okay, it's not just about having the right data on the marketplace. You need to have that ecosystem behind you and the right partners for you.
Right then, let's talk the future of eBay. So how is eBay as a platform evolving, and what is selling on eBay going to look like over the next few years?
Yeah, sure. So I think we've mentioned the authenticity program, the sustainability piece. I think they're probably the number one marketplace looking at that sustainability, that environmental piece. I think it's really positive and important. So the refurbishment, the pre-loved, I think that's great. They're going to be developing that further and really pushing that over the next few years. The authenticity program, we've mentioned, sneakers, watches, jewelry. That's going to be massive in the US, is massive in the US, is going to be bigger in the UK and Europe. And I know they're going to be expanding that out to other categories, other verticals. And I think there is a huge need for that. A lot, again, going back to brand protection, so important. So I see that as massive, and there's going to be a lot of investment from eBay on that. They, of course, are putting a lot of investment currently into redeveloping the platform to make that customer buying experience even better. If you're looking to buy a car, brake pads again, on your phone, you'll see that they've really worked very hard on developing, the on-buying phone experience, which again is fantastic. They are going to be looking to be focusing on more kind of vertical centric experiences. So really dialing down onto the details of, giving kind of the same love and attention as perhaps, Automotive has got over the years, so that you can get that information into other verticals, home and garden, etc.
Last question. Can you give me 3 tactics that I can, as an eBay seller, just walk away and implement today?
3 tactics. Okay, your data. Make sure that your data that you're presenting is absolutely as good as you can make it. And I include images in that. But make sure the data is as precise and clean with your images as possible. Secondly, you need to make sure that your reputation management and your customer service is absolutely spot on. Making sure that you're answering questions online, again, clearly, professionally, and all that kind of good stuff. Lastly, making sure that your courier, your shipping, your postage and packaging is free, and your returns element is really simple and easy to do. That last aspect, if you get right, even if you kind of might have made some mistakes or you may not have quite got the customer answering experience quite right, you can rescue that experience by making the shipping and return, let's say, really simple and easy. It's really important. And although you said 3, you've got to be really aware of who you are selling to. There are so many good desktop analytic tools that you can use to go and look. eBay have got some fantastic, learning toolkits that you can look and read up. And actually, I'm going to make a 4th one. Sorry. Use the eBay promotions and programs they've got. Use the assistance that is. They've got so many fantastic things that you can use to help you as that seller, as that brand, everything. They will help you. They're rooting for you to succeed. Other marketplaces, not so much. That's why eBay are slightly different. Make the most of the promotional. Make the most of the advertising, and then you're going to draw the eyeballs in. Clean and precise descriptions, titles, all that kind of good stuff. And then it's the customer experience at the back end of that, reputation management, etc. So
4 tactics. You've spoiled us.
I'm going to say 4 tactics.
You've spoiled us.
Yeah,
no, brilliant. Great episode. Lots of good stuff in there today. So I appreciate you coming down, Gareth.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been, we've had fun. Thank you very much.